Cyberdoll is a Japan-only Saturn exclusive cyberpunk RPG game released in 1996. It is perhaps one of the most obscure games for the system with very little information about it on the net, which you will come to see is a crying shame because Cyberdoll really is a fun little game. I would love to tell you the ins and outs of the story, but since it's all in Japanese I can't. From my blind playthrough I gained a sense of what was happening. You seem to be some kind of cyborg bounty hunter trying to track down some rogue group known as Dark Visitor. On top of that, there is some virus that is slowly killing off both augmented people and normal humans. I'm guessing it's all tied into the overall story. Like most old school RPGs, the gameplay is based around you going around various towns and districts talking to people to get info and at the same time getting into random turn-based battle events as you walk the streets. The way the battle system works is that each of your body parts are given hit points. This will be the same for the enemy. Your aim is of course to destroy the parts. The fight area is highlighted by a long green rectangle. You can choose to move back and forwards within this area. What distance you're at will determine what weapons you can use. It's a good idea to have weapons that can cover every range. I would also protect your right arm at all costs because if you haven't bought a sub weapon for your left arm you're going to be screwed, as you won't be able to fight back and will be forced to run off or self-destruct. You will have to use your own judgment on what parts to attack on enemies and what distance to fight them, but taking the enemies' heads off usually does the trick. At first I was wondering how do you get money in this game apart from finding them in boxes, Phantasy Star 4 style, but when you beat enemies they will drop body parts or weapons for you to sell and make cash. If you get your body parts totally destroyed you will have to make a trip to the maintenance shop and get a full repair. The game offers you your typical healing items and whatnot you find in most RPGs. You can also buy better augmented parts to increase your overall abilities and even better weapons which are a lot behind experience level. And some of these weapons look cool and have the most outrageous names that make them sound more like cocktails. What immediately grabbed my attention was Cyberdoll's cyberpunk aesthetics. It was like a fusion of cyberpunk and 80s heavy metal cover art, which in short means it's nothing less than awesome. Cyberdoll's world building very much reminds me of Battle Angel Alita. The crazy cyborg designs and overall world are very alike. The characters again follow that same pattern with a hint of Mad Max or Judge Dredd. You could easily put them in any one of those two and they would fit right in. Given I'm a fan of those things, it's no wonder then that Cyberdoll's art design draws me in like a fish on a hook. In terms of graphics, while this is on the Saturn, it could be a game running on the SNES or Mega Drive. In fact, it does also remind me of Phantasy Star 4 on the Mega Drive. Aside from the music, it's not like it's pushing the Saturn's hardware. Still, I'm very glad they went with the good old 2D art style seen in many RPGs heydays. The music, some of it reminds me of Akira and it has a few rocking beats, which again links it back to its heavy metal aesthetics. I've played this game and managed to get past the first boss and onto the second area without any help of any FAQ because there isn't one. Perhaps playing Phantasy Star 4 a lot has helped me, but with the language barrier it was really about trial and error, going all over the place and finding what I needed. But then that's the sign of a great game because I was having fun anyway. It's a game like this that makes me hate the powers that were at the time of Sega Europe and America because they decided for us that games like this weren't worth our time. Games that could have helped the Saturn go toe to toe with the N64 and PS1. Great job guys. That's why over the last decade or so you have seen the Saturn become a sought after console for retro collectors because we missed out on so much. And while there's a lot of games that are English friendly or have gotten fan translations, there are still some that haven't got that treatment. Sadly, Cyberdoll is one of those games. With it not being part of any big RPG franchise or made by Square Enix, there's pretty much zero interest in this game. It seems doomed to be forgotten, and that is the biggest crime here. For these reasons it's a hard game for me to recommend. Maybe watching this video or gameplay footage will be enough for you and others, but I still say give it a try. I will say only the most die-hard cyberpunk and RPG fan will be able to get past the language barrier, but when you do, you will find yourself sucked right into the great world of Cyberdolls. As always, thanks for watching and catch you next time.